let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on? Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Trading with Bleeves. We're going to talk about some of our entry positions, where we are in the market, what's going on, why is October playing out the way that it's playing out right now, what's going on with DevE, what's going on with, what else do we have here that's popping off? Zcash. Why is Zcash just going out of its mind every single day lately? What exactly is going on in these markets and how do we make money off of it? That's going to be the question of the day. We're also going to check out what's going on with Margex. Remember, we've got one long left that we're trying to cash out, but we've got plenty of money for entry positions. Now we just have to figure out where is it that we need to get in. And do we short the market? Do we long the market? Where are we at? What are we doing? We're going to try to figure it all out. Make sure that you hit the like button on your way in. This is brought to you courtesy of Margex. If you have not already, sign up for Margex in the description down below. They give you bonuses for signing up. So in the event that you are interested, certainly go check it out. And if you like punk rock, remember, I am the king of punk rock. All right. So let's go. Here we are on total crypto market cap right now, 4.08 trillion, not an all-time high, but let's kind of zoom out. Let's get some perspective on it. What are we looking at right here? We're on a daily right now. I'm going to zoom out, just to give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on, where we are. What did I tell you was going to happen with M2 money supply? That we were getting to the spot where we were going to have that big liftoff, that big move is taking place right now. We are literally in the middle of this gigantic upswing. It looks to me like it might be ending at some point pretty soon. You know, I think that we're at the beginning of this move right here. We're going to see a little sideways action over the next couple of days, and we're going to see a massive spike as liquidity continues to pour in. Now, the problem with that thesis, by the way, because this is not something that you know, I'm not dying on this hill. You know what I mean? Because when I look at it, you know, I don't see an exact matchup right now with the overall market. I see some questions and concerns, some timing issues, some, you know, I'm not really sure that what I have right here is working out exactly the way it should be. So we're just spitballing, trying to figure out where we are. When I look at the charts in this fashion right now, in this context, then what I see looks to me like it's playing out almost perfectly, but it just appears to be off by a couple of days. Now, if I take that thesis into account and I say that I think that it's off by a couple of days and I move it around to make it kind of fit into this location, then guess what happens? That means that we are, instead of this gigantic move being right here, that this is the move that we're going through right now and that we are about to go so much higher. Now, zooming back out to that, if we look at it from this context and we just kind of take the eyeball, then there's a lot more money coming into this market getting ready to start continuing a pump. Now, the government is shut down, which means that this market there's a flight right now to digital assets. So people are in risk mode, and that's great to see. When we're printing money, we're always in risk mode. But now it's risk mode plus a flight into Bitcoin. Now, we took our profit, by the way, at 118,700. I'm going to show you exactly where we are. Right now, we're up $6,335. So we're up $1,335 right now. But we also still have this play that we're sitting on right now. We could cash this out. This was $1,000, but we're down $250 at this moment. So being down 250 bucks, that means if I take it out, it's going to be 750. We're going to put that into our pile, less fees. Then we're talking about 740 bucks, something like that, which means that we would be just over $7,000. Really good play, right? By the way, we've got somebody in-house. Roy G says XCL is kicking ass. Guys, if you haven't already, I did 2 videos for XCL just in the last 2 weeks. Told you guys that I thought that there might be some opportunity right there. And guess what? Exceller is now at 2.4 million market cap. By the way, that means that they are up today 155%. Now, when I say that, don't forget, Awesome Austin, $20,000. Awesome Austin went in for $20,000 on this play. What a good play this turned out to be. And what a great project it's turning out to be so far. I am up right now 150%. So, and I'm only in for $1,000. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a lot to begin with, but it's good to see when you've got one of those days going, something like that playing out. So shout out to everybody who got in on this one. This seems to be playing out really good. And if you were too scared because you're a little bitch sitting on the sidelines crying like, I don't know why my cryptos are not pumping, but also I'm not going to get into this one because I don't like it. That's on you, boo-boo. You're the one that makes that mistake, not me. So I can't keep giving you wins and you don't take your wins when you get them. You know what I mean? So now, as far as what goes on here with XCL, I don't know what it's going to do. If you look at it right now, you're starting to get some aggressive buys coming in. You got 4,000, you got 4,000. You got 4,000 coming in right here. You got 1,900 coming in right here. You got 2,600 coming in right here. You got 8,900 coming in right here. By the way, I do not know if these are the same wallets or not. I don't know what the situation is. What I know is that this is using the Fox formula. It's a privacy-centric crypto. Not only this one, but remember, Zcash, Monero. There are privacy cryptos that are out there right now, and they are having a moment. So the fact that they're having a moment and that this is launching at the same time as they are having their moment, that's a pretty good sign. I mean, you know, let's just say this. We're in on the market cap of about 1 million. So a significant win. We have a significant win right here. So I'm not incentivized right now to even take out my original. If I lost it all, I still have time. What I'll probably do, sorry about that, I was eating blackberries. What I'll probably do is I will integrate my wallet with Aster, and then I will set a sell order, probably about 1.5 million market cap, which means that I'll have a 50% profit. I'll take my initial out at that point, and then the other $500 will just kind of sit there. We'll let it run at 1.58 million. If it goes to 50 million, that's going to be a what, 30x? So it'd be a cool 15 grand. And if it doesn't happen, oh well. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see what goes on. And shout out to everybody who got in and who's getting lucky right now. So back to the market. Money supply to the positive. So what is going on otherwise? Up 85 billion on the day. What was going on the day before? Up 140 billion. By the way, guys, we don't see this very often. Every once in a while do we see something like this. We see these big green days that just kind of run into one another. This is a really good sign of a breakout, but this is not a breakout. This is just coming back to a retest of the previous all-time high sitting at 4.17 trillion. That will not kick off altcoin season. I do want to stress that right now we are not in altcoin season. Even if the math is mathing, I think we all know that altcoin season is going to be something we're looking for. We're looking for the banana zone. We're not looking for just a good pump in our altcoins. Okay? That's what's going on. 7 days ago, we had entered altcoin season. We did not get a significant pump off of it. We didn't get a crazy move off of anything. We got some good moves, by the way. We had things like Aster pop out. that had nice runs. We did have things that ran. I don't want to say that we didn't, but we didn't really see the capital rotation that we're looking for. And that capital rotation comes from one place and one place only, and that is Bitcoin. So the question now becomes, what do we do? Where are we going? What's it going to look like? Let's try to figure this out a little bit if we can. And by the way, at this point, it is time to short the market, in my estimation. If we get up here in the next 24, 48 hours, which, the way that it's breaking right now, looks like it could continue. What I'm going to be looking for before entering, the question here is going to be when we get to the all-time high. If we get to the all-time high and we get a significant rejection off of it, then, your Fibonacci is going to play out, okay? If Fibonacci plays out, let's remove a couple of these pieces here that we've used before, and let's start to look at it a little more, not blind, but technical. So from where we are right now, if we get a breakdown at this spot, then I would expect to see a retracement back down to at least 116 to 114,000. So entering a long position or taking a long position right now, no bueno. Remember what I did before, and that was the fear and greed index. The fear and greed index is currently sitting at 64, which means that we're about to hit sell zone. That means bearish sentiment. So we'll just take this for 116.5 is what we're going to be looking for, right? So what we're looking for as an entry position here is going to be 116.5. We're going to put that down. We're going to put the coordinates here at 116,500, and then we're going to call this our entry. All right. So if we're looking for an entry position, this is going to end up being our entry position on this retest. Now, what I would be looking for and what I would be looking for as a play out, there's two different ways that this can play out. If it runs up right now and we reject right here for basically the third time, if we reject off the all-time high for the third time, then we are coming down at least to this point. This is where I would suspect we're going to get a strong bounce. We're going to get a strong bounce. We're going to get a strong bounce right here at 116.5. Then we come back up here for that test, and maybe that's where we get the breakout. That's what I would be looking for. Now, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. What is also in play here would be what we've seen over and over again over here, and it would be a move up into this range. Boom, we hit, and instead of coming back down, we just start doing this sideways, but we're still kind of up top here, and we get one test back there down to the high, which, we get that move right there, which is to the previous top right there. So, we get just kind of these candles sort of breaking their way along. Let's matter of fact, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about, how it would look in the event that were to play out. I think there is a tool here called bars pattern, which gives me the ability to just kind of copy and paste what I see here when we're doing it. And I just don't remember. Okay, bars pattern. Here we go. All right, just to give you an idea here, like this is what we could be looking at, and what we would see is something along this line. Like we get a breakout. I guess I should have taken the whole goddamn thing and not done part of it. So we take that and we take that to there. All right, so now we take something like this, and that would be the way that it would look. This is what we probably see on the chart. We see this candle gets filled in, or the next candle for tomorrow kind of gets filled in, and we get up above, and then we continue to make our way up. Now, if we continue to do that, then you're going to go long on this position. This is going to be long entry if bullish. And long entry on dump. So we go to 124, 125, and we see where the market is going to go. If we do not bounce down on that, then we don't worry about that 116.5. and we start looking at, we want to enter the trade again at the all-time high, which is going to be at about 124,300. And if we see that play out, then we know that most likely we're about to see another leg up. What would that next leg up look like? Well, let's Control C and Control V and copy that. And where does that go? Oh, wow. 134.5 or 135,000. So that's the way I think the market is going to play out over the next little while. With that being the case, the question then becomes, man, I ate too many blackberries, I guess, because like my teeth are all blackberry-ish. All right, so same thing here for Ethereum. Let's kind of break this down. If we get to the top of the range, then I put up here that we want to short right around 5,100. But the other thing is, again, it's going to be based on, does it do this or does it do this right here? If it does that right there and it continues on up, then we want to take this short for sure. Okay. That's going to definitely be the short that we want to take. Now, if it does go long and we do get that long position play out, or if it does dip right here when we break down at 5,000 one more time, then this is going to be generational entry. Remember, we are still in the most bullish phase right now of this market. We're about to enter that banana zone, that super altcoin. We're going to get that super cycle. We haven't gotten it yet. We've had runs, but we haven't had the super cycle. You know what I mean? So again, this would be a generational entry, I think, for this next leg up. So 42, 45 basically gives you that opportunity. Solana, nothing's really changed here. Fundamentally, we've broken above this previous resistance right here. So I would be looking at shorting right here from 250. Remember, the reason that it's easy to short Solana right now, or the reason that shorting Solana is a good move right now in a bull market is because you're minting so many Solana every day right now. You're continuing to dilute the supply. When the market cap continues to go up, but the price doesn't continue to go up, that's because there's more Solana in circulation. With more Solana in circulation and no massive burn protocol to melt it down in any way, you're just going to keep diluting, which means that it's easier, even with a higher market cap, for your per sold price to continue to come down and decline, and it would decline more precipitously even with a decent pump sometimes, because there's so many new Solana in circulation. So I would be looking at a short right there at $250. XRP, same thing. Basically, now that XRP is broken out, and we've seen it, we saw it break out to the top of the range. By the way, remember I told you that this range was going to come into play, right? Guess what? We got a wick above, which is bullish, and on the 4-hour, we've got a breakdown right on top of it. So now we have a potential breakout. What we need is another 4-hour candle for a bullish confirmation on this. So what we have right now is still 1,500. So we've got until the 1900 hour, which is going to be in 39 minutes. So in 39 minutes, we're going to mint a new candle. If that candle is still outside of this range and it continues to stay above, that is to say, the candle is going to start right here. If the candle starts moving back upwards, then we are incredibly bullish right now, and we've got a bullish breakout on XRP, and that means enter at this position. If you guys remember what I told you yesterday, is if you get a bullish breakout and you get confirmation of a back test, this is where your entry is. And right now, you're right on that entry position. It would not, by the way, anything could happen. The market could break down. People could start taking profit. The market could just stop soaring. That is entirely possible. But it looks like right now that there is a bullish confirmation on this breakdown right here. And then boom, you're going to get that move right there. And the question is, what is the percentage on that move? Well, if you bought today, if you bought right now, and you rode that up right there, you're talking about a 5%. Basically, you're talking about 5%. 5% with 5x is 25%. 5% with 10x is 50%. Make of it what you will. If you do 100x right there, that's 500%. You don't have much leverage. You don't have much margin on it. But if this is the right play, it is the right play, and you never know what could happen there. So enter at your own risk, but know that you need one more candle over here for confirmation. By the way, that's not official. None of that's official. I'm not saying that, if you get that, then you're going to get an absolute breakout. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the odds are greatly increased because that means that they're fighting the floor and they're holding on to this range right here. And if they're holding on to this range, which is at or near the all-time high, you're going to start rushing towards that all-time high one more time. You're going to have that breakout. Now, you do have some resistance along the way. Obviously, that's why we're talking about 320 being our take profit area. Might even be a little bit more like 321. But, my point is I want to make sure that I get the win because, again, we're looking because we got $6,335. Now we want to win. We don't want to tie. We don't want to be close. We want victories. We want as many victories as we possibly can because we're not going to always win. Next up is Link. Remember, I took this one. We made a good profit off of it. I think we made $700 or $800 off of this one. This was a really good trade for us. However, I'm still not convinced. By the way, I think it's going to continue running, but we had to get out. We wanted to make sure that we got ours. And also, it's only up 0.69 on the day, which means that if we had held it for a little bit longer, we would not be any better off than we were before. $22.74. We would have been a little better. Let me go back to position history. We liquidated our Link at $22.79. We would actually be down today. My bad. We would actually be down today. We liquidated near the top. So shout out to everybody who was involved in that. We got really close to the top on this one. So this actually played out a little bit better than I thought it was going to. We got a surge, though, by the way. I should point that out. We got a surge up to about 2309. Is that it? 2316. So we did have a little bit of a breakout, a little bit of a surge, did not maintain. So, now we're having that reversal, if you will, and, we'll see what happens there. We got that murderous little candle here a couple hours ago as we got into the morning where they were just starting to, that scam wick. Remember, we got that same scam wick over here. By the way, this is Link. And where's the other one that we got? Avalanche. Look at that little scam wick that we got on Avalanche right there. Market makers trying to steal your money. These people have no shame. They have no dignity. They have no self-respect. They're just garbage. And they're just trying to steal from you every chance they can get. SWE, look for SWE to continue on from where it is right now and make a break towards that upside. Now, the problem with this is we're still in the middle of this heart line and we're not stretching to get to the boundaries, if you will, when we look at it this way. So that makes me nervous in that we are most likely headed down, or it could be a breakout. Maybe this is a bullish indicator right here. We got a good entry position right there. And we're looking for that move right there up to about 380, 390, somewhere in that range. And then if we can get that confirmation of a breakout, then we're going to be in good shape. Still haven't seen it, but, just waiting for it right now. Same thing over here, near up 4.5%, still going. Like I was looking for a breakdown. I was looking for a moment where it made perfect sense for me to enter this trade. I just don't see it yet. I'm still waiting on the sidelines. By the way, again, you will notice I have not set anything at this point. Right now, we're just holding on to our capital. We're just trying to protect it. If we want to take some risk, we're going to take some $100 risk, okay? What I want to do and what I want to see, by the way, is I want to see Bitcoin get a little bit overheated. I want to see, some real push right now for like a real top over there on Bitcoin. And then maybe we'll short that market for a little bit of time and try to play it and then hit that reversal and hit the reverse button on it when it sinks back down to wherever we think it's going to go. Don't know yet where that's going to be. But we are, by the way, still watching H-bar play out real time on its Elliott wave move. This is the 4-hour. Let's get to the daily, and you can see it still playing out perfectly right now. The question is whether or not it's going to continue going. It's not an entry position right now, in my opinion. However, if you are bullish on it, then you can't ask for a better setup than to have been right here at the 0.45 line, having bounced off of the 0.5 to 0.618. You got into that golden zone right here. You got your entry position. We didn't get our entry position, but you got an entry position. Now you've got a bullish confirmation on a back test at that 0.45 line. That would usually signify that you've got some real upward momentum coming. So if you were to enter a trade right now on H-bar, probably not going to end badly for you. Sonic, to me, looks like it is cooking right now, and then it's overheated. However, the RSI still pretty weak. So, and by that, I don't mean that the RSI in itself is incredibly weak, just we're at 50, which means that there looks to be a lot more upside momentum happening in this market right now. I'm not sure what all this means yet, other than maybe we're going to get that absolute breakout. Arrow breaking out, still not at the top of that range, did have a nice run to $1.20, didn't get up to the top of the range, so we'll be watching that one. Again, I'm looking for a short maybe in that position right there, or I'm looking for, again, the bullish breakout setup where it comes up over and we get a back test right there, and this becomes our entry position for a move up. If we don't get that and we get the rejection right here, then we're going to take a bullish entry on the a bearish entry on the way down. We won't catch that probably at the top there, but we'll catch it somewhere right there. We're not setting a buy order for it because this is one of those ranges where unless you have confirmation that that's going to happen, I would be watching that maybe it might not, so you just end up getting trapped there. So we're back to $5 on Pendle. I do think Pendle is breaking to the upside of this range. This is exactly what I told you guys was going to happen here. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to confirm that it happens. We don't know anything yet other than when we got this last time, we got this little sideways action right here and right here. We ended up having nice little breakouts. So I would say that Pendle's probably going to have a nice little breakout coming up soon. OM had a tiny bit of recovery, but it's recovery off of a bottom that we did not expect. We didn't expect it to come down to 15.7 cents. It did. Now we're sitting at 17.6 cents. So we're up 2 cents off of the bottom there. Still not bullish, still not feeling. I've not bought any more. I held off for a little while because I want to see how this develops and how it plays out. Okay. If I get to 40 cents, I'm going to become a seller. All right. If I can get a run up here to 40 cents, I'm going to take profit immediately. All right. I'm going to sell 5,000 at 40 cents. That's going to be $2,000. That will be more than I entered with. And I will still have, I want to say, when I do that, I'm still going to have 13,000 OM, which means that I'm going to be set in case it does break out. So if I have that, and if I have 13,000 of them and it goes up to $4, which is what I predict, if it goes to $4, that's going to be an easy 50 grand. Okay. Otherwise, I've gotten my original investment out and I'm good and I'm playing with power at that point. Devi had a nice little breakout, did not hit the top of the range yet. I'm looking for it to make a bigger move, make a bolder move to finish this off. Now, when I say that, I can also come back over here and say, well, you know what? We didn't really kind of tag the tops of these. If we look at it from this context and we look at it from here to down here, right there, right? We just say that that was a breakout attempt. Then we might actually be at the top of that range. This is all just, we're splitting hairs right now. We're just kind of eyeballing it, trying to figure out that position, right? So, but we've got bullishness happening. And for those of you that don't know, a couple things have happened over the last few hours. Devi is now finally, like, this is the moment now where you're starting to see Devi make waves. Okay. Here's the white paper. You can read the white paper at your own discretion. I just made a video on it, so you can go check it out if you are interested. But the important part was not just that. It was Devi. Wait. No, it's not there. God damn it. Let's see. DEVV dot exchange. All right. So here's the Dev exchange. Crypto without chaos. Shit. This is not the one. Yeah, this is not the website. This is the wrong site. Damn it. It's Debbie.com. Oh shit, there's a direct link to it. God damn it. You know what? I absolutely forgot. There is a direct link to it right now. It's on Devi Ecosystem. Roadmap right here. If you want to build, there we go. Get book right there, Dev Digital. If you are a builder and you want to build on the Dev network, you are now able to build on the Dev network. That is up right now. Now it is test center. So the Dev network test center is now live. Now, for those of you that don't know, we call it Devi for most of this, but when you look at the exchange, it's DEVV.exchange. That to me is not Devi anymore. Now it's just Dev. So I'm gonna start calling it Dev for right now. If they tell me I'm wrong, I'm gonna ignore them. You know what I mean? So, there's your disclaimers. There's everything you need. If you want to become a builder and if you want to become a partnership with them, then you have the resources right there in front of you to do that. There's the Discord. Join our discourse on the Dev Explorer, the Dev Developer Forum on Discourse and Discord. I don't know what Discourse is, by the way. I have no idea what some of this shit is. But you now have access to the Dev Network testnet. So that's going to be a pretty big move, I think. So we're seeing that starting to play out on the chart. I told you guys that if all this stuff happens and it comes up that this is the case, then the maximum return on this until the announcement is made is probably going to be $1. Now, in the event that, let me just say that, in the event that the public shard launches and some of the whales that are already existing here decide, you know what, I better double and triple my bag, then you could see a blow up here to $1. Now, if you see a blow up to $1 going very, very quickly like that, and you don't see any kind of announcement, then what I would expect to see at that point would be a break back down very quickly. Now, if it gets caught right here in this range and it comes back up for an immediate secondary test, and we get any type of wick above it, then all bets are off, and we could be looking at a test of that previous top up here at $1.80 or even as high as $2.20 without any announcement whatsoever happening. Okay, it could be that you just start to see people building up the idea that, oh my God, this thing is about to happen. We got Tony P in the house, Bad Religion, one of my favorite bands, man. So yeah, oh, by the way, I go into my gym, which is the YMCA, wearing this because I don't care. And they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't do anything about it. So anyway, so that's the scenario. That's the best scenario that I can give you. However, that scenario to me looks wild and crazy. The more likely scenario here is just what I was talking about in the beginning, which is maybe just a nice little run to $1 or something like that. Your wallet starts to get a little bit fatter and, you feel a little bit better about your position. That's about it. Maybe you sell a little bit, you take a few bucks out. I'm not going to, but you might. So that possibility certainly exists. Now, I'm still waiting for confirmation from Definity. As a matter of fact, I haven't got an alert yet, but Definity is supposed to be, we're supposed to be repartnering up to continue doing this. And let me go see. Activate your APY for USDC. Stupid. I'm just kidding. There's nothing stupid about yield. Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Also, let's take one more look over here while we're doing it right now. Let's go look at not a breakout on Acceler at this point, but kind of ranging right now at about 2.5 million market cap. So we'll see how that goes. Remember, we got in for 1 million market cap, guys. If this thing does what I don't know that it's going to, by the way, I have no reason to think that it's going to absolutely explode and break out and do anything crazy. I have no reason to think that, but We're already in profit right now. We're up 150% on the day. So, nice. API 3 only up 1% on the day. Again, I'm looking for this thing to break back to the top of that range. Give me about $1.80 to $2. And then I'm going to sell again. I'm not committed to this thing breaking out that quickly. Anything could happen when we get into the banana zone of the bull market. So, maybe that changes. Maybe my thesis is going to be a little bit different at some point. But for right now, it is not. For right now, the thesis is still that what we're looking at is maybe a run to $2 and then another breakdown. And if I'm looking at the breakdown, then what I would say is that we're going to get a breakdown into right $1.23. If we get a break above, then we're probably going to get that as the breakdown area right around that zone. So my idea and my strategy would be to sell up into this and look to reaccumulate even more right down here. So if I'm in here for $5,000 and I get a nice little run up here into $2 and I've made like $12,000, $13,000, whatever the number is, I'm going to look to fold all of that back into the trade down here. I'm going to look to hold on to that and continue to accumulate a larger amount for that move. So that's the idea and that's the thesis that I'm playing with right now on API 3. On VeChain, I don't have a thesis at this point other than I think it's going to reject off of this previous resistance area right here. I don't see anything bullish happening right now. I don't feel anything bullish right now. So I'm going to say that, most likely we're continuing to head into these places where, we're getting that, we're maybe getting overheated. So, by the time it moves up here in a couple days, I don't know if it's going to be a day, but in a couple days, then it's going to be most likely a rejection coming off of this. Going to be walking right into a bunch of sell pressure. And by the way, it should be noted that there is an enormous amount or will be an enormous amount of sell pressure right there, right at 24 cents. At 24 cents, if you draw this out just a little bit further over here, there's a big sell spot right there at 24 cents. There's a big sell spot right there, 24 cents. So right at that 24-cent line, you got a lot of people who are going to dump VeChain. So if you have VET tokens, just remember 24 cents is probably going to be your enemy for a short period of time. You're almost there as we speak right now. If you can get bullish confirmation and you can get a break above that, then you're going to go into that 25, 26 cents range. You go into 25, 26 cents and you can get a small dip off of that, because again, you're going to reject off of that range. But if you get a nice little break above and you get a small breakdown again to 24 cents ish, and then you get a break back above, then you're bullish and you're going to right here. The next leg will be 30 cents. So that's what you'd be looking for as a breakout. Conflux, man, I keep telling you that I think Conflux is going to be one of the more bullish projects. So for those of you that don't understand exactly what's going on with Conflux, Conflux is the only public blockchain in China. They just tested the official yuan stablecoin in China, by the way. So we got China stablecoin yuan, and then we have CFX. There you go. Chinese blockchain Conflux launching offshore yuan-backed stablecoin. Now, that was the idea. That was going to be the experiment, right? Well, it turns out that they just did it a couple days ago. That experiment worked. There you go. China is moving on Chinese stablecoins. This came out less than a month ago. They were letting you know at this point that they were doing, okay? Is Conflux CryptoPunk evidence of smart money accumulation? Now, we also, after that, had a breakdown. This was the breakout that we saw over here. And the question was, what is going on over there? Well, we got the accumulation. We got more distribution. We're seeing a little bit of accumulation right now. Now we're probably going to see another pump coming up. So I would suspect that you're about to see a big move on Conflux. Don't hold me to that, but I think that it's I think it's right on that precipice right now. Ondo still kind of ranging right there. Again, this is just an accumulation phase right now for the next leg up. This accumulation looks a lot like this accumulation over here. And look what happened the last time. I'm going to say this one more time. This accumulation looks like this accumulation. This one's playing out a little bit longer, but they have eerily similar patterns breaking out to tops, to tops, to tops, to tops. That final breakdown right there. Now, that final breakdown right here did not happen on that last one, but I mean, that looks like what's the end result of that pattern? Oh no, we're dead. Oh no, we're dead. Oh no, we're dead. And then boom, it absolutely takes off. So I'll be looking for something like that to happen at some point pretty soon. More likely that that's going to happen than not. Syrup, still looking for that move on Syrup. Didn't get anything. Luna Classic, let's talk Luna Classic for just a moment here. I still don't have any kind of bullish sentiment over there. I am working. I just had a conversation about setting up a validator. Maybe I'm going to set up my own validator here. I have not made that decision yet, but I am looking at maybe we're going to set up a Bleeves validator. I think, by the way, that it's going to be called We the People or something like that. I don't think that it's going to be called Bleeves Bleeves Crypto or anything like that. I don't think my name holds sway like that. You know, I refuse to accept that people are going to just invest because it's me. They're going to invest in because I'm talking about something they like and they agree with what I'm saying, maybe, but not. I think We the People and an American flag or something like that's probably going to be a better validator name. So still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do it. And by the way, if some asshole goes out there and does that, then I'm just going to get a different name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? So USTC, I have no confidence in at this point. Luna, don't really have any confidence in. What I'm really looking to do with Luna is I'm looking to sell it and move it over to Lunk. But I don't know yet. Fias, I told you guys Fias is going to break down and then it was going to have a nice little breakout. Well, it broke back down. It's just not breaking down to the place where I said, like, and I don't know if I'm just holding on. But well, actually, you know what? Look at it today. Son of a bitch, it went down exactly where I told. God damn it! It went exactly where I told you guys it was going to go. Down to 17 cents. Son of a bitch. Well, 17.9. It went to 17.9. So anytime you can get it at 1.7 cents. By the way, it's not 17.9. It's 1.7. If you can get it at 1.7 cents or 1.8 cents, I do think that is a steal right now. And I think it's an easy flip for you. It's not going to be a full on, you make a bunch of money flip. But I mean, every time you get into this range, you get a nice little surge back up here in this 22 range. So if you're doing that and you start to do the math on that, that's a 33% gain. So every $1,000 turns into $1,300 just like that. So you buy it for 1,000, you sell it for 1,300, you wait for it to come back down, then you buy it again for 1,300, and when it rips the next time, it's going to be 1,700 because you're going to make 400 instead of 300 because you got that 300 piled on with it, making an extra $100 off of it, and you just continue doing that until you continue to accumulate until it actually breaks out or breaks down one way or another. But I think that right now, when you get down into these ranges right now, you get these strong rebounds. And by the way, remember, Fias is the gaming fuel. It's the token that's going to power the gaming brand for the dev network. So what's not to like about that? Well, you know, you need the announcement. I'm sure some of you guys are going to need confirmation. Don't you believe me because I'm saying it? You're going to want to see some confirmation. But when you do, this is going to be one of those things that, you know, look, if you feel like you missed something in Devi and you don't get the dev token or you know, you don't have enough or you whatever reason, you want to look at gaming as an alternative, Fias is that gaming token. So Pepe doing exactly what I said it was going to do. I don't have any confidence in it right now, but it is moving within the frame right now. I expect a rejection off of this and a move back down here, probably coming up very soon. By the way, you'll notice a lot of these are doing the same thing. So, you know, I don't know what happens, but we'll see. Also, I made some more Tau, so you guys know. I'm going to be putting, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up over the next couple of days, weeks, and months. I am, as an affiliate of BitTensor, I have a litany of what you call content to create right here. So the next one is going to be the Yuma consensus. The last one that I did was Giannis. Okay, so I'm kind of working my way through these. They give you the script, they give you what it is that you need, and then you try to, you try to find if they're interested. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them people are interested in, some of them people are not interested in. So, but you're really just kind of creating a dedicated content for different subnets of the BitTensor network. So this one's called the Yuma consensus. So you're going to explain what Yuma consensus is, highlight how it ensures. So you're going to see a lot more of this type of content coming out over the next days and weeks ahead, because they're paying very well for it. In fact, and I'll just show you guys. You guys have seen the videos. I don't get a huge amount of engagement off of it. Like they don't need a huge amount of engagement. They just need a couple of people to pay attention to it. So I've made 2 videos right now, and I just used their script to make the video, and they've sent me over $1,000. Now, by the way, when I got the first batch of it was like $1,200, and I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy. Then the market dipped because I think my first payment came in over here at about $400, and it dipped all the way down to like $299. So price came down on it, but I mean, I now have 3.23 tau, and they're auto staked, by the way. So I'm earning yield off of it without doing anything, and just wait for the price to recover. And if the price recovers back to where it was the last time we had an altcoin season, if we actually get another altcoin run and it goes back up to $700 or $800, then it just doubles my bag. So I'm just going to continue to accumulate this in the meantime. And if it turns out that this is a fantastic concept and that this is a fantastic idea and mass adoption of BitTensor continues its way up, then it's going to be a nice little reward for me for doing that. So, nothing to lose, if you will. Nothing to lose at all. So we're going to be watching a lot of tau lately. XVM, this is that new Volt right there with their GitHub, their Gitbook. I don't know, depends on the place that you go, I guess. Let me see here if I can find it. There we go. All right, so there we are. Debs is the 10, and then it's big campaign is rolling out. You'll look like a G if you do that. They keep saying that all the time. I don't give a shit about that. It's weird. It's weird though. They're like, you look like a real G if you do this. I don't know about that. What's this? We went from 5 million. This guy says buy the dip. I'm telling you guys, it's about to pump. Last time I said this, we went from 5 million market cap to 12 million market cap. Need everyone updating right now. Let's get this back to 10 million market cap. I don't work for them. I'm in the chat, but anyway. Oh, here we go. Gitbook. All right, there it is, right there. All right, the official XVM Gitbook is live. Get an in-depth look at what we are doing by checking out our Gitbook. The future of RWA is built on XRP. This is basically real-world assets. You can buy real-world assets through Volt RWA. Problem we solve. Here's all the information you need. Volt RWA tokenizes real-world assets as NFTs on the XRP ledger, creating a transparent, efficient, and accessible marketplace for everyone. The physical asset, how it works. Physical asset. Then you have the verification process. They verify the authenticity and the value of it. Then they create the NFT. Then they list it on the marketplace. And then they transfer ownership. Buying the NFT transfers ownership on chain. Then you box up whatever it is that you have and you send it to that person. It's basically just like eBay, only for some reason more complicated because it's Web3. Will be easier, by the way, at some point soon. I'm not sure exactly how they're, I don't know how exactly this plays out. but there's some, there's some good stuff here. For example, comic books and stuff like that. You just get an NFT of whatever your favorite comic book is, and you can sell it on it, or a watch or shoes or whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is, you'll probably give them pictures. They'll give you the they'll give you the NFT that they create from that picture, and then that's where people are going to buy. So I don't know how deep this goes, but the high value items that they talk about right here: luxury watches, designer bags, sneakers, trading card, art, musical instruments, and streetwear. Physical precious metals you can trade are going to be gold bars and coins. So there's some real potential here. Again, it's going to take some mass adoption for this to happen, but there is some potential here for some crazy shit to go on. All right. So we'll see what happens there. Also, market seems to be moving, or at least Avalanche seems to be moving. Okay, Avalanche is actually positive on the day. It's back down to $240. So it's a little over $7,000 that we have right now. All we have to do, by the way, is just start picking the right direction on the next surge. We're not taking the trade at this point. We're setting up our buy orders on a lot of these to see what's going on. Over the next couple of days, there's going to be less me bullshitting about some of these, and we're just going to focus on some of the trade strategies and what positions we're going to take over the next few days. I'm looking for a dip, which is why I seem to be meandering at this point. That's why we're not entering the trades right now. That's why we're not just saying up only at this point. I'm not really feeling it. So we'll see what the market looks like and what the market bears. Now, grass is up. I don't know what the fuck grass is, but we're covering it. It's up 18%. Telcoin is up 12.5% today. Troll is up 7% today. Doge, I dumped Dogecoin back down here to the bottom. Like I don't, there's really nothing to talk about with Doge or with SHIB, by the way, which is just looking putrid at this point, right? Meme coins are not in vogue right now. Circle, look at Circle, by the way. What an entry position you got. Like this was, remember how crazy it was when Circle first launched? Look at that, came down to the 786. Guys, if you set yourself a buy order on Circle at the 786, you are a legend. And by the way, remember, what is the play? What do I tell you all the time? What does it look like? It goes from here to the top, comes down to the 0.5 or the 0.618, goes back to test the 236, which it fucking did. Then it dumps even more. Then it starts that recovery. We'll see it go to 210 right here. We'll see it come up here to 245 up here. We'll see a rejection one more time, probably to that 0.45. And then we're going to see a breakout, and Circle is going to become even more valuable. So if you got in and you bought at that 114 level, you are already a legend. Hopefully you bought it tokenized, but if you didn't, oh well. All right, and that is going to do it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you. I'm trying to do this every day. I want to build up trade volume on Margex, Weeks, KCEX. If you sign up at the description down below and you start taking my trades and you start making profit, then that's for you. If you have a crypto that you want to talk about, if there's something that you want to discuss every day, you know how to do that. That's done with super chats. Otherwise, we talk about what I want to talk about. So if you're looking for something like that, let me know and we will do it. We won't do it today because right now I am out of here, and I will see you guys in the morning. It's not financial advice, but I'm always
I'm looking for the good life, sitting on